Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
Can't stop me now.
Activated.
Welcome back to the show. We're here on the Boxing Biz Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Bro, I was trying to finish the whole WBC, and I did finish the WBC Grand Prix tournament. I didn't even catch all of it, to tell you the truth. Daggone thing runs hours, bro. Must have been like at least 4 or 5 hours of boxing on the WBC tournament. Pretty good. Anxious and curious, and just waiting to see who's going to be the top dogs coming out of this WBC Grand Prix tournament. We have some favorites that are participating in this tournament. One of the favorites being Troy Nash. Worthful mention, since we saw him in a draw with Kamali. Hope I'm getting that right, Muhammad Kamali. Good fight, man. Rough and tough. Looked like they were in a bar fighting at one point, the way these guys were going in. A lot of holding from my man Troy. Don't know what was really going on. There was a lot of holding, but it didn't seem like he was tired at the same time. I was trying to get a sense if he was tired or not. It didn't seem that way. Let's see who interviews him first and asks him those questions, right? Sometimes there's injuries and things of that nature. You just never know what a fight is going through. But Kamali advanced, and we had a few other highlights, and we'll get into all of that. Appreciate everybody's tapping in right from the get-go. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. You already know what we're trying to do out here. Champies, trying to grow the channel and get activated. And, the quicker we grow, the quicker we can do much more cool stuff around here in the boxing community, right? We got to put some respect on the name, the Boxing Biz. Where I'm at. Champ. All right, so yeah, WBC tournament was action packed, bro. Who else? You had Imam Lee versus Matisse. Matisse got the better of him. There's a bunch of fights that I missed that I'm gonna go back and watch also, because like I said, it's lit, man. It's lit. A lot of these smaller shows too, man. Pro Box and all the other shows. Everybody's keeping us busy, keeping our boxing schedule full. So there's always something good to watch. A lot of up and coming fighters, and this is the way we get to see them, right? There was a time when you didn't get no attention until you really made it big. Now, the smaller promotional shows have grown. Let's see what we got. And wow, WBC Grand Prix. I thought I had changed that. Look at that. All right. Winners crowned. All right. Guess they didn't save. Damn. All right. Just making sure that the title. I know I actually changed the title of the show right when the WBC tournament was finishing, because I thought it was going to keep going. I didn't see the schedule. I didn't have it in front of me, so I didn't know how many fights were left. And I planned the show to keep going and watching it. So if you guys are wondering why is it not a watch-along, it's because it finished, right? It finished, and they got me right in there, and I didn't want to start all over. And I think for the most part, the titles have changed, especially on YouTube. So, yeah, I hope everybody's having a great morning. It's damn near almost lunchtime. We got Itama versus Dillian Whyte, and, the full card. We started off day before yesterday mentioning some of the fights, breaking down, keys of success, strengths, weaknesses. And, the betting lines have opened up for sure. What do we got here? Man, if you DraftKings logs you out quick if you're not on here, like 2 seconds. Had the betting lines open. They opened up. There's much more fighters on here for the weekend's fights. So, I mean, you got, let's see. Oh, no, it's tomorrow's fight. Whoa, no, today's Wednesday, of course. All right. So remember what we say, right? Thursday betting show for Friday's fights. And we got quite the few fights happening tomorrow. Damn, you got Gary Russell fighting Dervin Rodriguez. You got Dominic Villa versus Aaron Alvarez. Let's see. Yeah, man, you got a lot of boxing going on tomorrow. I mean, Friday. Let's actually look at that boxing schedule too to see what kind of card we got. You know. Let's see. And wow. All right, so we gotta pull up the fight sketch. All right, let me see. Fight sketch is up. Let's put that there. You know, I'm gonna put my lo-fi music in the background. Let me know if any of that bugs you, but I hope it doesn't. Right now, all right. So boxing schedule says definitely Saturday's fights, but Wednesday. Well, Wednesday we have some fights. There we go. Okay, so is it Yakov? Yakobov versus Foster. This is the Pro Box card. Am I seeing that on the betting line? No. Oh, yeah. We actually do see it on the betting line. You got a negative 220 for Muhammad Mayu Yakobov. William Foster plus 170. So definitely on there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights on the betting line for Friday, August 15 fights. We got some homework to do, man. This is where you can make some money, guys. Wow, this is a big weekend for betting then on the boxing. You have that many on Friday, and then 16th on Saturday you have, well, you actually have more. Yeah, you have more on Friday. Nick Ball's on here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6. Six matchups on the betting line for Saturday. A lot more for Friday, I'll tell you that. And I'm going to take advantage of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 matchups for Friday. And it's worth it, man. You know, sometimes these are the cards, right, that you can really do some digging on and walk away with some good money, especially on the upsets. Time to do some homework, man. I do the homework so you don't have to. Crazy. Shout out to Eric Cruz. Says, yo, big drama show passing for that wrench. Damn, bro. We're going to send that wrench in its own briefcase straight to you, bro. We're going to handle that ASAPy. Matter of fact, I could probably put that up now if I could. We're going to definitely put the wrenchy up, bro. Just talking these betting lines, man. You know, we're running that betting show on Friday. 8 matchups for Friday. 6 matchups for Saturday. Pretty crazy. Got Alakel. Damn, they got Muhammad Alakel in there. Yo, stop gunning my boy Muhammad Alakel, bro. Let him live. Raymond Ford, negative 800. Shit, man. Negative 10,000 for Hayato Tsutsumi. I knew that. We don't know who Ashfaq is. And Dillian Whyte. And we're going to talk about Dillian Whyte too, because a lot of you done forgot what Dillian Whyte did. And I know I spazzed a little bit on Monday, but I think I'm going to go in depth a little bit more. You know, I understand that Moses Itama is the new guy. You know, you guys are like that. You know what I'm saying? Boxing fans are like that, bro. Got the new girl in town. I'm not saying, you know, I'm going to put it this way, but obviously not the best analogy, obviously, for boxers. But just saying, you know, Moses is the new young talent. Been KOing cats. And a lot of you guys are just quick to say, man, hey, Dillian Whyte's going to get knocked out. Or maybe some of y'all just been saying, hey, Dillian Whyte gets knocked out. You know? All the negative shit comes out. It's like, but comparatively to the stuff that he's done, the way he's done it, you know, he's always done it the hard way, Dillian Whyte. He's always done it the hard way. He's earned his keep. He's always been counted out. He's a dog, man. And one thing I could tell you, he's in shape right now, too. Super shape. Dillian Whyte right now, man, he's you know, when you got some money too, man, you know, he's made enough money where he has good camp. Probably, you know, can afford that nutritionist and everything else, you know. And you take off a little bit too, man. Sometimes it's good for you. I mean, look, Manny Pacquiao took off for 4 years. He came back. And he did very well. And you know that the timeline on the lower weight divisions is shorter than the heavyweights. Heavyweights can go in there into the 40s. Shit, look at George Foreman. He was up there already, old, knocking guys out, catching a title. So it's possible. Moses Itamo, can he knock him out? Can he knock him out? I mean, he's been knocking these other guys out, bro, but I don't, you know, it's like, I can't give Moses the credit before he actually does it. I can't just say he's going to knock him out. He's got good guys behind him. Got Ben Davidson. And, of course, all the other professionals that he spars. And he sparred a lot of guys. You know, the stories in the gyms is that he sparred Joe Joyce. He was giving him good work. But then again, Joe Joyce gets hit a lot, bro. He gets hit a lot, man. I could give him credit because he's young and he's in there, you know, sparring a guy like Joe Joyce. But you know, that was earlier, or when he was younger. But I can't give him too much credit for that, champ. You know, he's going to get the credit if he handles business. Dillian Whyte is dangerous. Left hook. Toma. That long left hook, too. How many cats has he knocked out, bro? I'm about to put it up right now, matter of fact. He done knocked out so many dudes with that left hook. I put his top 5 KOs and shut y'all down real quick. Disrespecting my man Dillian Whyte. Always got it from the mud too. I mean, look, some knockouts mean something. Maybe the other ones don't. But watch him. Watch that left hook, champ. Watch that left hook. Let's see. I know y'all see it. Bang. Look at my man's left hook, champy. Look at this left hook. Look at that left hook. He hit him with a right on that one. I mean, you know, we're not giving too much credit for this one. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to 4. This is with Povetkin. Look what he did to Povetkin. Right hand. And everybody thinks about the left hook, bro. But that right hand is nasty, too. Look at that. Toma. Hit him with the tate quieto, bro. He said, yo, he hit him with the get over here. Straight fatality to his ass. You seen that? Gotta fucking bring it back. Look at your man's face, bro. La cara got laced. Look at that.
Fatality.
Damn. So like, you know, this is the thing too. When we get these new heavyweights coming in, right? We get all happy and shit, right? Waiting for the next Mike Tyson. You know, when I speak, I'm not doing it to discredit Moses. He's new. That's just facts. You know, great talent, doing what he got to do with the guys they putting in front of him. In my opinion, Marcus Wash, okay. You know, of course you're gonna be faster, quicker, more ferocious than that guy. He did what he had to do. I like what he's doing. Just saying, credit to Dillian Whyte. Don't forget what he's done, the guys he's faced, the power that he holds, because, like, everybody in the heavyweight division can knock you out. Whether it be with power, whether it be you didn't see it coming, right? Because it don't got to be power. You'll get knocked out with a shot that's, at 80, 70% or whatnot. And if you didn't see it coming, it's like, shit. You seen what happens to people when they get snuck, bro. It's KO status. And Dillian Whyte shows that right here, man. He shows that he got the power too. Look at this third. It's the third one they showed. I don't know what this one is. Oh, okay, with Costa. Damn, 2015 champion. Look, left hook. I'm pretty sure they're training for that left hook too. But it's not only the left hook, man. Dillian Whyte also got the right hand. There's always a right and the left hook. Watch this. Right hand, left hook. And for some reason, bro, Dillian Whyte got some long-ass arms, bro. Dillian's arms are long, bro. Crazy. Them shits hit his knees. Look when he walk away. Champ was happy on that one. Who's this? Oh, this is when he did Brown dirty. He did him dirty. Brown was getting beat to hell in this fight, bro. Look, he finished him off. Don, 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 don. Brown took a lot of punishment in that fight, bro. It's crazy. Let's see what it gives us. Toma, it's the left hook. It's always that left hook, bro. Let's see which number one. Who they got as number one? Oh, this one he did Chisora dirty. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, he did Chisora dirty in this one. Wow. Let's see what he did. The left hook. Yep, it's the left hook, man. Bro. All right. I don't even want to sound like I'm selling it to y'all, man. But don't forget what Dillian Whyte has done so far. Got the knockout power as well. And not for nothing, like, Moses can't just go in there. Even though I would love to see something like that for this young man. Because then he would impress, right? Okay, I gotta, you gotta really take him serious for a possible championship fight very soon, if he were to do that to Dillian Whyte. But it's not gonna happen that way. You gotta be careful. You gotta have a game plan. If you saw the face-off, they were talking about a game plan happening. You know what I mean? They were talking about, Itama was saying, if I follow the game plan, then it should end up in a knockout. But you can't. Following the game plan, it's setups, man. Especially with Ben Davison on his side, I know what's going on. They're gonna do it the right way and the smart way. Get that shit right. Damn, bro, he really put a number on Chisora. Chisora couldn't even get up, bro. They couldn't get him up off the floor. It was the left hook that just... And they both threw the left hook. Destroyed him. Damn. Shout out to Intrigue, bro. Damn, Intrigue, you still over there in the motherland, champ? Let me know. Call him the champy. My boy Intrigue, he out there in Africa. Shout out to Africa, bro. If there's one place too that I would love to go to, bro, it is Africa. It's such a rich continent, bro. I'm telling you. And from what I heard, Africa's got a lot of developments going on, man. A lot of good things happen out there. You know, craziness is that it is. But it's happening. Damn, I think I posted. I don't know if I did or not. But shout out to Intrigue. Just trying to communicate with him. Shout out to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, X, and IG. Again, appreciate y'all stopping by here, kicking it with me, talking boxing talk. Dillian Whyte. We're going over some of his highlights, some of his achievements. We're also talking the WBC, man. Let's talk a little bit about the WBC too, and talk about the winners. I don't know. I think this is the second phase, right? Is it the second phase? You know, and we're definitely going to be getting some guys out of here that are going to be definitely contenders, man. Remember, this is going on in Riyadh. This is why we're getting this so early. To showcase talent under 26. All these young fighters, man, across 4 divisions, featuring 128 fighters. Wow, from 41 countries. That's how many fighters are participating in this, man. 128 fighters from 41 countries. It's open scoring. Love the instant replays. And as you saw with Kamali and Muhammad Kamali and Troy Nash, you know, they went into those open scorings. I mean, look, it's a draw, but Kamali advanced. I mean, whatever, you know. As long as, you know, I mean, it's cool that Troy don't got a O on his record, but I just never. That was a little not weird, but I guess it was just. I didn't know how to look at that. Never heard of something like that where you lose, you get a draw, but the other person advances. It was just a little confusing. Have a couple of questions about it, but we'll see, because I know plenty more people are going to have questions about it. Couple of KOs too. Dante Stone, KO in the first. Kevin Ramirez too, KO in the second. Shit, Mosqueda. My man's name Mosqueda. Matter of fact, was this? That was day 2. Okay, so that was yesterday's results. Oh shit. Probably giving you guys yesterday's results. Sorry. Oh man. Yeah, I think I'll just get those results from the actual website. Let's see if I can get those results. Actually, damn, I thought I had those results up now. Shit, ain't the results. Got me saying stuff from yesterday. I mean, I think I'm saying there were so many fights this morning that I can't even keep up. But I probably should get them right here. WC tournament participants, right? We should be able to get that. WBC has all this stuff, obviously. I'll put WBC. They talking about World Baseball Classics. Man, I'll get that some other time. Hey, wildin'. There we go. Let's go back to Dillian Whyte, man. And matter of fact, bro, the Pro Box card that I just saw on the betting line, that's what I'm gonna look at right now. I believe that. Let's see if we can get it open here. Let me see Pro Box. Okay, there we go. We'll bring up Pro Box because I don't know if all the fighters on the betting line are from Pro Box. Pretty sure Gary Russell's on PBC, so I gotta check that out too. Boxing's very spread out. Of course, there's so many. And this is for Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday they have the Contender Series. And they have Angelo Leo. Okay, Angelo Leo versus Baez. Wednesday, April 10th. That's tonight, right? Excuse me, April 10th. Oh, no, that's... What the fuck? Excuse my language. Presented by Sports Bar, Wednesday, April 10th. I just went on the April 10th. Jeez, I just went on their website. Pro Box TV. It says Wednesday night fights. Why do they have a flyer up from April 10th, Wednesday? This fight been happened. Unless they got fights lined up for next year, which that would be ridiculous. Yeah, I don't even think I'm on the right Pro Box. No, it is. It is Pro Box TV's website. That's weird. Let me see their boxing schedule. Sometimes, update. It won't be updated. Okay, so Friday. So it's in Plant City. Okay, so the Yokab fight with the undercard. Bro, just to get an undercard, you got to go through a bunch of hoops. They don't just give you the main and the undercard. Well, okay. They don't have it either. Bro, there has to be like an open source one-stop shop website out there where you get all your boxing schedules with all the promotions, bro, because keeping up with these promotions sometimes is hard, man. So many fights, fight dates. There's got to be like a universal. Somebody come up with that, man. Get a website that has all the boxing schedules where people can just go and look at it. I know there's websites already that carry the schedules, but not the way I'm trying to picture it. Especially with the smaller shows. Can't even get a grip on matter of fact, let's see if Gary Russell's and I think PBT's cards now are going on Amazon Prime. So if Gary's fighting, he should be on Amazon Prime. Let's just make sure of that. And what the Healy? Gary Antoine Russell. Friday, 15th August. They don't have it scheduled for him. Let's see if Durbin Rodriguez. Why don't they have it scheduled on BoxRec? They have it on the betting line that Gary Russell's fighting. Imagine they made a mistake. I'm gonna have to look at this Durbin. What is it? Durbin Rodriguez. Let's see. Durbin Rodriguez. Don't even know who this guy is. Durbin Rodriguez. Yeah, well, it's scheduled on Durbin's BoxRec. Oh, this is Gary Antonio. Oh man. Antonio. I was reading and I thought it was Antoine. Yo, they got me. Jesus. All right. I made another fumble. I got to get my coffee, champions. It's Gary Antonio Russell, champ. Jeez. And I want to make sure it's definitely one of the brothers, right? All right, so it's Gary Antonio Russell versus Durbin Rodriguez. All right. Now that I cleared that up. Crazy. Shout out to Adari Pennant. Says Moses Itama versus Jayo Pataya would be a good future fight. Damn, bro. That's a crazy fight. It's funny you mention it because, Jai could easily go up to heavyweight, I'm pretty sure he cuts good weight. And, this is another thing. It's crazy you said that because Moses is one of, he's big, but if you look at Moses' arms, I feel like he has short arms. Maybe it's his build that throws me off, but I feel like he got short arms too. So he's like maybe one of the smaller heavyweights. I mean, when you seen him up against Marcus Watch, you saw the size difference. What was my other man's name that he fought? That people were thinking that he was gonna go, you know, the full 12 rounds with this guy, but he ended up KOing him. I think it was in the first round. Just finitoed him. I think it was Mike Balagoon. Yeah, Balagoon. Nah, it wasn't Mike. It wasn't Mike Ballo. I think it was Dempsey, right? Dempsey McCain. Dempsey McCain had fought Philip Hergovich, went to 12 rounds with him, and they thought that he was the guy. But Jaya Pataya has power, bro. That's a great fight. That's a dynamite fight. Both of these guys, they throw similar. They throw with really bad intentions. It's a pretty good fight, but it doesn't get made, man. Not right now, at least. Your boy Jai is he's king. He's king at cruiserweight. Pretty sure they're gonna have him there for a little bit. He has a lot of business. Matter of fact, to take care of there. There's a lot of business to take care of. I mean, look, man, Lawrence Okoli went up too. Lawrence Okoli did go up. So, sometimes, the cruiserweight has always been a division, bro, that you can't, it's hard to get stardom. It's hard to get big paydays there. The cruiserweight has always been that division. Gonna say like one of the heavier divisions that's kind of like the one that's out the wayside and shit. I mean, that's the way I've seen it. How some of the smaller divisions always get, a little bit of less attention, right? I feel like the cruiserweight is like the stepchild of the heavier divisions, bro. They don't get that attention. So Jai, Jai right now, I don't know what he's trying to do, right? He's already a champ there. He could easily move up. Now, if he's trying to unify legacy, which I'm pretty sure that's the only reason he's there, and I'm pretty sure he knows he can knock these guys out. I got Jai over Gilberto, over Baduk. Look at me, Baduk. Badu Jack, Michael, Alaska. I don't even know who Michael is. I forget. I forget his face. But I think that, Jai, if he unifies, he's out of there. He will go up. And he could do some damage, too. He would be like Moses Itamu, one of the smaller guys in the division. But, look, we called Usyk small for a while, bro. And look what he did. We did the whole thing. Got it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, it's hard. It's hard to tell who could do it, man. Crawford is trying to do it right now. Crawford is literally trying to do what, a lot of these fighters that have tried and kind of been successful with it. It's just that we got Crawford going up against Canelo, and Canelo is just a super great fighter. So we don't see it, We don't see that like that. I know I don't, even though I give Crawford all the credit, it's just, man, it's a lot. And he got all that muscle, he got all that stuff. Maybe I'm wrong on the timeline, but he did all that in 18 months or something like that, right? I don't know if he's had the appropriate time for that. So it's tough. It's tough, champion. Adari Pennant says Moses Itamu versus Lazibek Mulajonov would also be a good future fight. Lazizbek. Matter of fact, who is Lazizbek? This guy that's a new guy. This is the Uzbekian fighter, right? Like the Lazizbek wasn't the giveaway that he was from Uzbekistan. Yeah, there was a good Uzbek. There was some, Uzbekistan be kicking out fighters, bro. Guys, it's another country. They be kicking out some good fighters. Lazibek got 6 KOs. I see you, Dari. Dari doing his homework already. You know, I gotta be fair. You know, he's 6'3". He's probably one of the smaller guys too. See, he's 6'3". Moses Itamu, and I mean, I know that height ain't always it. Andy is one of the shorter heavyweights, and you see what he does to guys. So, and like Moses is 6'4". Still one of the smaller guys, but at 6'4", you hitting the way you hitting. I mean, come on. Andy Ruiz is about 6'3", if I'm not mistaken. And he was fighting guys like, I mean, he knocked out Anthony Joshua. Let's see, Andy Ruiz. I hope his hand injury's much better now. We need to see Andy in the ring already, bro. Andy's been out of the ring for too long, man. We need to see my boy back in action, bro. Shit. The Destroyer. The Destroyer's been out there. Instead of destroying, he's been building and shit. Got the businesses, got out there giving away pickup trucks to families. Andy's out there living life, bro. But we need to get you back in the ring, champ. It's about to be a whole year. A whole year, champ. That's crazy. Inactivity will get you, bro. Gotta be active. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so me messing up. Oh, so it's Gary Antonio Russell on that 16. Darren Rodriguez, I'm going to have to watch some of these fights too, man. Jeez. 6-8 for Friday's fights. Friday's fights. Surprised. Well, they don't have pro box fights on the betting line. Excuse me. All right. Who else we had up here? Oh yeah, Dillian Whyte. Yo, I'm all over the place. Dillian Whyte. So we saw the knockouts. We saw the highlights. All right. So yeah, we were talking about just the current stat. I think currently right now, Whyte is in a good place. He'll be coming back, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna see, man. Even I don't think he gets knocked out, right? Even though you're looking at a 94% KO ratio with Moses. I don't think that Dillian Whyte gets knocked out, but there is a possibility in the later rounds that can happen. Right, and that's sort of some of the things that I like to look at, especially when you're an older fighter. If Moses manages to get him out there to the 11th and 12th, even though the experience falls on Dillian Whyte, it's going to be a lot harder on him than it is on Moses, right? And, anything can happen in between fights. Moses can get caught with a hard shot. We don't know what Moses can take either, man. Moses has I'm talking about no rounds. He has no rounds. He's knocked everybody out. Everybody he's faced, it's been like one or two. I mean, probably the longest fight he's had. Let's see, probably in the beginning, maybe against Konstantin Dovadchenko, beat him by points. And this guy was 9-12-1. This was in 23. That would be a good fight to look back on. He went 6 rounds, and this Ukrainian fighter was 10-18. I mean, not 10-18. He's 10-18 now, right? I mean, when he fought Moses, Moses was 2-0. Okay, so I gotta give him a little bit of slack. Moses is just coming in. I would love to see if they had that fight actually on, bro. That's crazy. But that was a 6-rounder. Everything, bro. He's had how many rounds? Let's see what Boxer clocks him in. He's had 25 rounds of experience, bro. Listen, we gotta be careful how we bet, man. Gotta be careful how we bet. We got to take a look at all this stuff, and just reality's reality, bro. It's 83% KO ratio at this point. 12 fights, 10 KO. I'm just looking at the bro, there's very little rounds. I guess sparring. People, it kills me. Some people say, well, he got the experience in the sparring. I'm like, yeah, the sparring. But don't we always talk about how sparring and fighting is not the same thing? How you could be sparring all year round and it's still not the same thing as being actively in fights. That's what we gotta just stay true to what we say, man. Can't just be hopping back and forth on what reality is, bro. Reality is that your man's he hasn't been in there long enough. Chin hasn't been tested. His last 3 fights, second round, first round, second round, second round, first round, first round, first round, first round. Finally, you get to like 6-rounder, and then 1-1. Bro, all knockouts in the first 2 rounds. Finished 2 fights in the 6, bro. There's no experience, and he has no experience with real guys in there except in the sparring. So this is pretty much how much credit you're gonna give somebody for their sparring experience. I mean, I could tell you this, when you got guys that could really, hang with champs in sparring, I mean, it's a fight. It's still, a controlled fight in a sense. Sometimes, you get these stories, when they go off the wall, or famously known in the doghouse up there in the Mayweather gym. Sometimes it goes that way. But for the most part, it's always controlled, especially if you bring it in sparring and you got your fighter, that needs to be healthy. Nobody's there to hurt, the fighter. Now, if some sparring sessions are, off season or whatever, or they get a little crazy, that's, it doesn't always happen like that. So I don't know what kind of experience or what kind of sparring sessions Moses has really been in, and with who. Who has, I know at least of Joe Joyce, he was mentioned. But who else? Who else Moses has been in there with? And again, sparring, champ. Yo, there's a reason why Dillian Whyte told the announcer to call him the baby snatcher. He gonna snatch it, bro. He's gonna snatch him whoosh, with that left hook, bro. Bing. A lot of people counting Dillian Whyte off, bro. And if you and as of right now, I'm leaning towards a 12-round fight, right? It goes 12 rounds. Let's see if Dillian Whyte has that type of gas tank. Remember, he's fighting the younger fighter, but he's more experienced. So, things start to even out, right? Pressures on both fighters, right? This is what typically happens: old line versus new line. Typically, this is what happens, champions. And I'm telling you, it has, and this is for the betting, right? 12 rounds. Let's see what they're looking at here. My man Dillian Whyte. Actually, I'm gonna start messing with my bet slip. Gotta mess with the bet slips. Let's see. They logged me. They stay logging me out in 2-second style. All right, so if I got Dillian Whyte, let's see. Where is he? Dillian Whyte for 100. Let's see what we got. Wow, you put 100 on Dillian, man. You getting back 700, bro. That could possibly be, bro. Let's see if we put Dillian Whyte on a parlay. Jeez. I put him in there with what do we got? Put him in there with Philip Hrgovic. Fuck it. Which still, that fight with Philip Hrgovic in Adelaide, not for nothing. Philip shows sometimes that he can get clipped, bro. That George Joyce fight he had, rock and sock him. Daniel Dubois, it's just, I don't know. David Adelaide packs a punch. A 2-pick parlay, right? Let me see how much I'm making. Yeah. With Philip Herkovich, 840. I mean, Dillian Whyte obviously is, he's not the favorite, obviously. A lot of people, are banking on Moses to handle business. But there's some money to be made on Dillian, bro. Really. There's some money to be made on Dillian. Listen, I can't wait to get into the bets, man. We're going to go ahead and bet. We're going to do some bets on Dillian. Probably some fight props. And we'll do some parlays. We'll hedge them. And we'll see, man. Maybe we can make some money with my man Dillian this weekend. And there's a bunch of other guys, obviously, I got to still look at, man. Like, there's some room to make money. Definitely. It's Sam Goodman versus Nick Ball is another one. I got Nick on this one, but, anything can happen, bro. When certain styles match up, anything can happen. I personally feel like Sam stands too wide with his height, with his guard, bro, with his arms like this. When fighters are this wide with it, it's just so much, for them to close up and block, it just takes longer. That's why I'm not banking too much on Sam, but you can make some good money on Sam too. Look at Sam. Bet $100 on Sam. You get $480 back. You're still making more money with Dillian. Damn. No love for my man Dillian. Shit. Adari Pennant says Terra Moana versus Martin Bacoli would be fireworks. Damn. Yeah, Terra Moana just finished beating on somebody as of late. I don't know if you want to throw him right in there with Martin Bacoli, though, bro. Martin Bacoli, that guy's dangerous, It's not, and his style of fighting is just very, the pressure that he puts on you because, he's such a big guy, tall, too. I don't think Terra Moana is ready for Bacoli. Terra Moana's competition is just not, I don't think he's seen it. I mean, he would be a step up and a half for Terra Moana, I'm telling you. And I like Terra Moana. Double name and shit. And he's, he's got some power, but these guys all got power at the heavyweight division. But I think he'll have maybe another two more fights before he gets anywhere near a guy like Bacoli. You want to put him in there with the right. I mean, look what happened to Jared Anderson, bro. You put him in there with Bacoli too early, bro. And we all thought Jared was the man. I still think that Jared is a hell of a fighter, and he has the ability, or he has the talent, man, and the attributes to be a great heavyweight. But, you got to handle the mind. Mind, body, and soul got to be synced up, Mind, body, and soul. And, sometimes fighters, too, put a lot more pressure on themselves than they should, man, They let the outside sources and the talks and, like, oh, you're supposed to be the guy. And, sometimes there's a lot of pressure for young guys, man. And we all seen what can happen to young fighters if too much, too fast. Ryan Garcia is a perfect example. We can go back in time and pick them out. So, life. But, yeah, Dari, that would be a step up and a half. Adari Pennant says Andy Ruiz versus Ajit Caballel would be a good boxing match. Damn, I'm going to call you the matchmaker. Yeah, Andy Ruiz. Yo, I'm big on Ajit Caballel. Let me tell you, bro. Ajit Caballel, and I don't know why we don't talk about him more. Maybe because my man's on the other side of the freaking planet. But Ajit's a dog, bro. And his body work. I always talk about how, heavyweights don't go to the body enough. Ajit Caballel goes to the body, bro. Big time. Your man's be going to the body. He be dumping water in the basement all night. he's a problem. He's a definite problem, bro. And he's gonna get his shot pretty soon too. He should, you know. Where is he? Yeah, he should get his shot to unify pretty soon. I mean, that interim title. These interim titles are crazy. Worley got the interim in the WBA. Joseph Parker got the interim in the WBO. Alexander Usyk, he's like, it's crazy when you're at the top. Everybody want to fight you. The hungry lions are right there at the gate, bro. And then Cooper Pulev, he's supposed to be fighting Michael Hunter. I wonder how all this mess works itself out, bro. Like, it's shit crazy. Shit is crazy. As a matter of fact, let me bring it up on screen just so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Maybe, so you see this mess. It's a mess. It's a mess, bro. All these interim titles and everything else all around. Like, I don't even know how they do it. I know the boxing fans sometimes don't get this shit. I know sometimes I don't. When you look at these rankings, shout out to boxing scene too. Yeah, you look at these rankings, champion. Let's see. So you got Alexander Usyk, of course, right? He's the crown champ. Cooper Pulev, Fabio Worley. Interim and regular. A regular, WBA, and the interim. I don't even know what separates these titles, bro. If it's just names, regular and interim, don't get it. Should be having me confused. Alexander Usyk, then Ajit Kabiel with the interim. Joseph Parker, interim. Alexander Usyk is gonna end up giving up some of these titles. Can't fight everybody at the same time. Joseph Parker, Ajit Kabiel. Ajit Kabiel versus Joseph Parker would be a hell of a fight too. That's a good unification fight right there. But these guys, somebody's got to get their next with Usyk. Who gets next with Usyk on this one, bro? It's hard to tell. Even looking at everything. People are saying that Moses is at number 1. So if Moses knocks out Dillian Whyte, like, does that demand? I mean, does that grant him a shot with Alexander Usyk? I mean, what does Alexander Usyk have to gain by, letting Moses Itama get in there, which many would probably say ahead of the line. I mean, even if he's number 1 on the WBO, it's still though, like, you fought 12 guys, basically nobodies, and you already ranked number 1. That's a little odd, bro. Listen, I'm not trying to say too much here, you know what I'm saying, before I look at this box rec again, but like, bro, you knocked out a bunch of guys that go to the bye right after. You feel me? And then you probably knocked out maybe 2 guys that we know of, which is Marcus Watts and Dempsey McCain. Mike Balogun, I mean, can't say I know too much about that man. And, you took care of business with him too. But your mans had got already knocked out by Murat Gassiev, who almost won the tournament, right? The cruiserweight. So he's not even the real. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Can't give him too much credit, man. Dempsey McCain. Yeah, man. It's just Dempsey McCain and Marius Wack. That's all. I know you guys couldn't see the screen, but I was just looking at Moses's just kind of like, how did he get here? Like, who did you fight? You didn't fight none of these guys. Look where my man Richard Torres Jr. is at. And I know he hasn't fought the best of competition too, but he's all the way down here. He's been more active, right? Or no? Probably not. Bakadir Jalalov. Okay. Yeah, man. He should have, to go straight to Usyk, Chill, champy. You wildin'. You wildin'. If you really think that he's going to get that. He won't get that. It has to be so. I mean, but he's there at number 1. I don't know what happens. I think Joseph Parker, of course, gets it first. If anybody gets a shot at Alexander Usyk, it's going to be Joseph Parker first. Now, if they can't give him the Alexander Usyk fight, I mean, Moses Itama, who does he fight? Does he fight Phillip? Does he fight, one of the top 5? And that's only in the WBO. Alexander Usyk, Ajit Caballero, okay, Lawrence Okoli too, right there at the door. Daniel's not getting another crack at that. Anthony Joshua's not going to get another crack at that. Efe Ajagba, Martin Bakole, none of these guys are getting that shot at Usyk at WBC. So that Ajit Caballero, Alexander Usyk will happen. That would happen. Ajit Caballero gets nothing fighting Lawrence or even Daniel. Too dangerous. I mean, he's there. He's going to get probably the Usyk fight, bro. And, yeah, Fabio Wardley. I mean, Fabio Wardley's been KOing cats too, man. That's the reason why he's there in the interim. Who the heck? Well, they put him in the interim, right? Let me see Fabio. Fabio Wardley. That's another fast, smaller, comparatively like Moses, right? These guys are just knocking guys out with straight ferocity, It's not so much they're big guys. It's just they throw really fast knockout punches. With speed, they could throw multiple punches, man, get ahead of maybe 2-3 punches ahead and count from these other guys that are a little slower, a little bigger, gas out faster. That's what worries me about my man David Adelaide, man, going into this fight, bro. He just looked real sluggish in that fight with Wardley. My man got some big-ass arms and shit. He big shoulders. I mean, good, catch and deflect fucking punches. But dang, your boy looked tired. He was tired in that Fabio Wardley fight. And I think that's the real reason why he lost. It wasn't even so much that he was KO'd out of it, because he was getting wailed on, but I think he was more fatigued than anything else. Where's he at? There we go, Fabio. What did he do? Oh, yeah, he fought Justice Hooney last. Okay. Frazier Clark. Oh, he fought Frazier Clark again. I forgot about that. Knocked him out. Yeah, I remember Frazier Clark, right? Yeah, he hit Frazier with some ugly shit, bro. Cracked Frazier's whole face open. That was a bad hit, man. If you guys remember that TKO he hit him with, that was a bad one, man. Cracked my man Frazier's face open, bro. Looked like your boy, like, whole face, whole skull split in half. Of course, it was on the face, not the skull, but yeah, it was a pretty bad hit. Yeah. Shout out to the bro Cut West in the building. Gee. Yo, Adari Pennant says Muslim Gatsi Magademedov is a very good heavyweight prospect from Russia. Check him out. Okay, I will check him out. Thanks for the spotlight on the champion over here. That name is serious though. With a name like that, he must be KOing cats. Gatsi Magademedov. Gee. My man Cut West says, I want Moses versus Usyk. Damn, bro. You quick to put my man Moses in there with the Sharky. Cut West says, that's the only fight I want to see for Usyk right now. Why? Why is that the only fight, bro? Bro, Moses just made it. He just made it to, like, if there was, like, 15 floors, he just made it to, like, the 12th floor. How you just going to tell him to, like, climb all the way up to the 15th? No steps. All rope. And go up against El Gato. You crazy, champ.
Woo! Let's go, champ. You feel me?
You want your boy to get laced. Heavyweight gonna dry 18. Yo, you crazy. Said I can't blame them putting him at number one. Can't believe they put him at number one like that. Damn, I like Richard Torres. I've been following him since the Olympics. Yeah, me too, bro. Fucking guys, you know, he has charm. He always goes in there to knock guys out, right? It doesn't always happen, but he goes in there really bruise guys up. I like to watch Richard Torres fight. It's always a fun fight. Cut West says, or Parker, one of those two for Usyk. Yeah, Parker, bro. Give me Parker. Parker been earned that shit, bro. Come on now. Parker been earned that shit. Where's it at? Let me get back to this. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Michael Hunter, again, he got stopped from fighting Jarrell. Needs to be fighting Kubrat. Don King Promotions handling business. So we don't know what that happens. But Alexander Usyk right now. Joseph Parker. Fight Caballero. Bro, Kubrat Pulev has been in so many freaking title fights, bro. How many title fights has Kubrat Pulev been in, bro? I feel like your man's always gets a shot. He's always in the mix. Is that me? Like, dang. I know he's gotten a lot of title fights. Because I remember, let me see, who, and I'm going to find it too because he's been in, he's held titles, he's defended it, but he's been in a few title fights. Defenses. I mean, okay, so he's been in 3 title fights. All right. Lemon water. Thank you. All right, so he's been in 3 title fights. All right. Well, how many times has he defended it? Let's see. Okay. They closed me out again on DraftKings. I can't stay inactive on DraftKings too long. They'll freaking just. Damn, he's got no title defenses, champ. Wow. So Kubrat has not defended his title since he fought my man Muhammad Mahmoud. So no title defenses for your boy, champ. That's it. I don't know where else to take him. I have nowhere else to take. Stop that. All right, I should be back now. Heavyweight kind of dry, I meant to say. That's funny. Yeah, I need some coffee, bro. I need some coffee too. I need coffee all day. I like drinking coffee. I've been slowing down though. I did slow down on coffee. I used to drink a lot more coffee. Now it's like I'll definitely do a cup. Sometimes I won't do a cup. Before it was like 3 cups a day. You know what coffee does. For every cup of coffee you have, you pull 3 cups of water out of your body. That's what coffee does. So you got to drink coffee with moderation. If you are drinking a lot of coffee, you got to be drinking a lot of water. Because, I mean, you're going to be going to the bathroom. Because it's diuretic, right? I mean, it pulls water away from you. So you will be going to the bathroom. Heavy, champ. Heavy. Yo, what else is there on the line? I mean, look, Dillian Whyte, let me see. I don't want to get into the card too deep yet because that's what we got tomorrow for, right? We got Thursday, Friday, and then the betting show. What new series? Yo, bro, anybody seen a new series? I know they got this new series on Apple called Chief of War. I've been meaning to check it out. So I was like, let me just put it on for like 10 minutes, right? Last night. I was like, let me put it on for 10 minutes, and if it pulls me in, I'll start watching the series, right? But you know, I was with wifey, and usually wifey don't be liking these action-packed ass movies. Not always. I should say it that way, because some movies she really, depending on who the actor is and all that other shit, you know how the girls are. But yeah, I watched it for 10 minutes, and you know, what was my man's name? Moana. You know who I'm talking about. The guy. I mean, the guy has a. Let me see, Chief of War. Let me just bring up his name. Excuse me. And thank you, everybody that's tapping in right now. I see those numbers moving, man. Appreciate it. I know being back on here is important. There we go. Chief of War drama series. Jason Momoa. I was going to say Moana. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The new show, Chief of War. I'm trying to see if I continue watching it. Wifey, you know, she was in her mood where she didn't really want to, like, start a new show. You know what I'm saying? At least this show. She didn't want to start this show at all. Because I was on some I want to see some Action Jackson type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? This is the Chief of War, Jason Momoa. So anyway, yeah, I started seeing it. And, I mean, the first scene, I don't want to ruin it for y'all, but, like, let's just say the first scene, your boy goes out there and he catches a great white shark, right? Like, what other way to start a series, right, than you jumping into the water and catching a great white shark? And then after you catch the great white shark, you caress it and tell it that it's going to die for a good cause of the village and shit. It's like, yo, the guy, anything crazier than that, it couldn't have happened, right? But I'll probably continue watching that. I'm going to probably continue watching the Chief of War. And Jason Momoa is always in these kind of action-packed. He did good in Dune. I mean, Jason Momoa did good in a couple of films, in a few films. He's older now, obviously, a little more weight. Still, you know, he's still big as fuck. Jason Momoa is a tall-ass dude. I mean, you know, he's always playing the killer guy, too, you know, ill with the knives and all that. Yeah, you guys could probably mention a couple of more movies that I missed out. But yeah, Chief of War. I've been checking out BMF, bro. That's one of my shows. BMF. BMF is official, man. If you guys ain't catching BMF, bro, BMF is a great show. And obviously, you know, has a bit of reality since it's based off those characters in life that are real. You know, Big Meech. I think that the BMF too, man, like the actor, what's my man's name from the BMF? Not Terry, Meech. Demetrius Flannery, to be exact. Demetrius Flannery, let me see. Big Meech. Demetrius Flannery Jr. What's my man's name? Charles Flannery, Russell Hornsby. Wait a minute. Am I just catching on to this? Oh, no, I'm not. Demetrius Flannery Jr. Wait. That's his son, champ. Had it all messed up. He gained fame for the portrayal of his father. Oh, okay. Yo, can y'all believe I just caught on to that? I love the shit out of this show, bro, and I just caught on to this. That is nuts. I didn't know 50 had played it like that. I really thought, but wasn't Demetrius acting before this, or this is his first role? It says Demetrius Edward Flannery Jr., also known as Lil Meech. Damn, he gained fame for his portrayal of his father, Demetrius Flannery Sr., also known as Big Meech, in 50 Cent's BMF series. Bro, crazy. This just makes the show a lot better for me. It just makes it, I mean, I like the brother too, but obviously the brother's not, the brother's not, let me see. Yeah, Da Vinci, Terry Flannery. It's crazy because these characters, when they're being played, bro, like you're looking at them for, you know, you're into the show and you're looking at them play these characters and then you forget, right, that they're real people sometimes. Your man Terry Flannery's real name is Da Vinci. I probably know him better than me. Wow, Demetrius Flannery Jr. blew my freaking mind right now. So he's the real Meech's son doing this. Crazy how I feel right now. I feel like I should have known that. That just goes to show you, bro. I'll be on the boxing all day. Boxing, taxes, in combat sports, period. You know me. I love combat sports. UFC. Yo, UFC's popping off too, man. Shit. You got fucking Duplessis fighting Hamza Shimaev. That's going to be a serious fight, bro. And is this happening this weekend? I think it is. A Duplessis fight, right? I seen Duplessis, bro, stand in front of Shimaev, bro. Holy cow. Hamza is tall, bro. He's big as hell. He looked like he was towering over Drickus. When's the fight happening? Yeah, it's hard. It's happening Saturday, champies. Damn, you know I'm gonna split screen that. I'm gonna have to split screen that. That's gonna be a good UFC fight, bro. If there's anybody that could, stop Duplessis, is Hamza, bro. If Hamza gets beaten, whoo, that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Ain't nobody taking the crown from that dude. What else is on the boxing landscape, man? David Sam Goodman, Serious Business Moses. So many. They said we got a lot of boxing coming up too, man. Pretty soon we got a lot of stuff going on. You got that Crawford Canelo fight. Can't believe we're just a month away too, bro. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be a real big event. Vegas is gonna be lit. I can't be. Every time I've been in Vegas or just over there on the west side, bro, when there's a Canelo event, man, it's like a parade out there, bro. When I was there for the Triple G and Canelo fight, it was literally a parade out there. They brought everything out. I'm telling you, Vegas is gonna be super lit for that day. I wonder how much money they are offering Anthony Joshua, bro, for or for Paul. This Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua shit might just happen first, man. You know, when you're talking money, money talks, bullshit walks. But they're not mentioning no money. Still no money. Let me see. Wow. What was the last time a big event like that happened? No question about it. It would generate money, of course. But I don't know how much. AJ versus Paul isn't getting into that range. No matter how broken the internet is left in its wake, but could both fighters make $50 million or more? And that's yes, bro. That's a lot of money. Jake Paul's net worth, he ranges from 80 million to 120 million. This guy's got the money, man. I mean, it's not something that I want to see. But I mean, I don't know if you guys caught wind, but you know, Turkey Al-Sheikh, he wasn't mad about that fight actually happening. Jake Paul versus AJ. Either way, he felt like he wins. You know, Jake Paul wins. You know, he's doing business with him. Jake Paul loses. Well, the guy that thought he could come into boxing, right, quote unquote, and do stuff, gets taken out. And what else we got? Yeah, man, I think. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna work on the cards for the actual betting lines. I gotta get to work, man. We got money to make. I might just come back and just give you guys my my breakdown if I can catch enough of these undercard fighters, bro. Because we got bets to place on Friday and Saturday. I gotta look at some of this film, dude. I mean, let me see what it looks like now. Still 8. Yeah, still 6 and 8. And on the 23rd, we have Dillian. No, not the 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd, we got Jermaine Ortiz versus Steve Claggett. Angelino Cordova versus Yanquiel Rivera. That's a potential. And then we're right in there into Saturday, bro. Holy cow. Terrence Crawford. And then the very next day on the 14th on Sunday too. Shit. We got Inui facing Murodjan Akhmadaliev. So, hey, you know what? I don't think we're talking enough about that, bro. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn. This rematch, bro, in November is gonna be lit, bro. We had a good. Are the same stipulations in play for Chris Eubank? That's a good question, because if the stipulations are still the same, then he still has to sacrifice so much in that weight cut. I'm curious to know if it's still being negotiated the same way. I mean, I would not be negotiating it the same way. I won, shit. Is there a weight clause or a rehydration clause? That rehydration clause should be done with, bro. I don't understand why they still got it in boxing, putting people in danger. Well, it definitely was this high rehydration clause for the first go around. I don't know if there's a go around for there is. Nah. No way. So there's a rehydration. No, there can't be a rehydration clause, man. We gotta wait and see how this fight is really. How it's really been negotiated. Shit. If Chris Eubank gotta go through that same pain again, geez, I hope they're paying him the same big bag. Look at Chris Eubank's trainer. Yeah, he says that damn, he said the same thing, bro, that I just said. That's crazy. If you look at what I just said, it's the same exact thing. A lot of us feel like they should take this shit out, man. They should do away with this hydration clause, man. This shit does nothing good for anybody. Chris Eubank Jr.'s trainer slams Conor Benn rematch contract clause that should be taken out of the whole sport. Let me see. Video was eventually picked to 12 round going on this. Yeah, see, they had this for the September 20th fight. And, of course, this is an older article probably. But nonetheless, that shit's nuts, man. Fucking weight clause. Crazy. Cut West says, I don't mind the rehydration clause. That's the risk they got to take if they want to fight at a certain weight. Otherwise, move up and you won't have to worry about it. Yeah, but you can't say that about Chris Eubank Jr., champ, because he actually made the fight happen. The fathers had the legendary fight. He said, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. Even though Son is little, he light in the ass, I'm going to try to get down and make this fight happen. He made the fight happen. Why he got to do it a second time? You know what I mean? Why can't he get at least a couple extra pounds in that contract where he won't look like he got left in the Sahara Desert for 2 weeks, no water. That shit's crazy, bro. Can't, It's not like he's doing it to move down because he has it. He's doing it to make the fight happen. Shit is not right, bro. Cut West says, as long as the rehydration clause isn't too strict, that's where it gets dangerous. But that's what I'm saying. It is dangerous. It's already dangerous. How could you adjust it? You know what I mean? How much are you willing to give up? But all that shit was negotiated probably prior in the contract. Once that rematch clause was put in the original contract, I don't know if it was already negotiated the second fight or if, it was just stated in the first contract. Yes, there is a rematch to be had, and then you just write up a whole new contract, obviously, again. And I'm saying obviously because I'm thinking that's the way it goes, right? I don't know if they would pre-negotiate an entire fight that, still hasn't had a result from the first one. Crazy, champy. Cut West says, but if the fight can't happen because of it, what it is, it is, unfortunately. Yeah, it is what it is. It's gonna happen though. It's already happening. November 15th, it's happening. Conor Benn versus Eubank Jr. Then of course you got Abdullah Mason. I'm looking at the whole betting line. That Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. Damn, that shit is tight. That fight is tight, man, for Devin Haney. Let me see. Let me see how much money I got to put down to make some guap on my man Dev. Ooh. Odds are looking good right now. Chill. Bro, you put $100 down on Dev, you're making $205, right? And he is the favorite. So if you put a hunch down on Brian Norman right now, if you put a hunch down, excuse me, Devin Haney, no, Brian Norman Jr. is the favorite right now, dog. Oh shit. Got my man Brian Norman as the favorite, champy. They got my boy Dev as damn. I don't even know if that's disrespect or not, because Brian doing this thing, bro. But that's crazy. I would have had Devin as the favorite. I'm just saying. We always forget what's been done, right? Dev had a little hiccup with Ryan Garcia and that whole situation, and we forgot. He comes back, hits us with the fucking electrical bike versus Jose Ramirez. He goes further into the shadow realm of what we really know he can do. And now he is the underdog. Can you believe it? Devin Haney, underdog on the Las Vegas betting odds on DraftKings. Cut West says, for real, oh shit. I'm going to get on that one. Because I was about to say, I can't bet against my boy Dev. Bro, you better put that money on Dev right now. I would suggest the numbers move. This is the thing. Everybody right now, and this is why sometimes it's good to bet far out. Sometimes it is good. If you have a solid position in the person that you're picking when you're betting, if you put those bets out, usually like this especially, where you have a fighter who can at 99 out of 100 times is always going to be a favorite, and in this position he's not. Like, you're making money technically on a favorite, really, right? Wink, wink, because we know what Dev could do. So this could change from here to fight day, and we have a long way to go. So a lot can happen, obviously, things of that nature. That's why I don't always like to do that. But bro, a solid position. I think I'm just gonna put some money on Dev right now, bro. Why not? Crazy. Money making Dev. Gee. Bro, even if you threw a quick $25 on it, you're doubling up. Right? You're doubling up. I take it. Put a quick little 50 joint on it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be the whole, bro, you could put in bets. See, this is the thing about betting, bro. And I just got to be frank with you guys, bro. You can't expect to be getting rich off this betting shit. This shit should be fun, but at the same time, it should be that type of fun that you're still considering a lot of attention to, because, it is money. I know some guys that pay more attention to their fucking fantasy leagues than they do when they place bets. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just make sure you're betting the right way. Betting smart. Don't bet to get rich. Listen, if you let's say you bet 25 and you got 50, You got $25. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot, but you won. You got a dub. You walked away with a dub. All right. Yeah, if you would have risked 100, you would have made this much. You would have made that much. Gives a shit about that what if shit. Secure the bolsa. All right. Secure the bolsa first. So, like I said, we don't lose our shirts when we do the betting. Every now and then we will, bet a little more than usual, but it'll always be hedged, the right way too. You don't want to hedge a bet with some bullshit bet because then what the fuck are you doing? So, like I said, we try to do it the smart way. I mean, hopefully you guys tune in on Friday for Saturdays, and I think tomorrow, right? For Friday, tomorrow I'll have that betting show for Friday's fights. I got a lot of homework today, guys, because I'm in the green and I want to stay in the green. Started off with I think it was 200. I'm more than double that. I'm at 600 something now. And again, betting just good position. I do get crazy. I will put out a 15 leg parlay if I feel like I got it, and I've gotten them, man. Like, I don't know, I'm getting them, and I don't feel like I'm shooting in the dark, so pretty cool. Let me see. Cut West 707 says bet where you can afford to lose. Yeah, and when you bet, bet where you can afford to lose, but shit, bet like you don't want to lose. How about that? Let's bet like we don't want to lose. If you want to just take risks and whatever, I mean, you could go listen to the other guys. You know what I mean? Just go, I just want to pick this guy because I like him. Nah, don't go out there you want to just take, you want to be a little careless, just go, or not care, go buy a lottery ticket. I mean, not even a lottery, go buy one of those scratch offs. This is not what we're trying to do over here. And again, I'm trying to build the betting show with you guys too. We share information. Again, I do a lot of research. I put a lot of time and effort to this, so hope you guys appreciate it, right? But I don't always got all the details. You might have something that can change a parlay for us, and you're more than welcome to come on the show and show us how, or show us what it is. Everybody's definitely encouraging the community to come on and handle business, right? That's what we do here at the Boxing Biz. So, handle your business on the mic. Let us know what you think about the fights. And maybe we could change a couple of parlays, maybe a couple of picks. Maybe we hedged the wrong way and you saw something we didn't. More than welcome to come on the show. Speak your mind, champ. Handle business. And let's make some money, because I don't want no sad stories out here. Devin Haney at a plus 105. Who else we had? And we got Conor Benn at a 145 too. Conor Benn was in a close fight with Eubank Jr. That was a close fight. It could have gone either way. I think that, Eubank edged it, and he was able to edge that off of sheer will. I don't know what that man was thinking when he was trying to edge that out. But, he did. That's why it's this close anyway. Plus 145 and a negative minus 185, excuse me. For Eubank ain't too bad. It's not something out of the ordinary. Given the fight they had, the fight was crazy. Canelo too. Yo, and Canelo's the favorite by a little bit. Surprised, man. I mean, it just goes to show you, man. Terrence Crawford, bro. Terrence Crawford, a lot of people believe, and I don't hate on that, man. I don't hate that you guys believe that Terrence could do it. I mean, to me, that would be it. I love both fighters, bro. I can't even be, only reason I'm biased is because in my pick with Canelo is because Canelo just has so many advantages. It's like, bro, how could you not pick Canelo as the favorite? Like come on. Like, he's been at that way. Like, just so many things I could throw on the opposition. But Terrence Crawford is not far off. 145. You bet 100 on Terrence right now. You're getting 245. 245. But I mean, between Terrence Crawford and Canelo and Dev and Brian Norman, that's crazy. Yeah, Brian. They have Brian Norman as the favorite. Anthony Yarde versus David Benavidez too. Negative 800. Negative minus 800 for David Benavidez. Plus 475 for your boy. Shit, man. But I gotta get on these fights for Friday. Well, Jong Mindoro. I'm gonna pull this guy up. I'm gonna pull up their entire freaking card. I need to know, especially with Gary Antonio Russell and me thinking it was Gary Antoine Russell. Crazy. Excuse me. Where's it at? Bro, I'm still tripping on Demetrius Flannery Jr. being Big Meech's younger son. I should have seen that too. Face and everything. Cannot believe I didn't know that shit. I feel like, bro, I've been watching BMF since the beginning. What the heck am I looking for here? Oh yeah, Gary. Where I put Gary at? Just put him back up here. Yeah, Gary Antonio Russell. Let's go, champy. Let's see. Got one lost. Forgot who he lost to. Yeah, Manuel Rodriguez. That's right. Manuel. Handled business de Puerto Rico. We're fighting. Where now, champy? Okay. So this is the Pro Box card. I got everybody. So this is the Pro Box card. I got everybody up here. Should have known that was the Pro Box. What's wrong with me? This is the Pro Box card, y'all. Oh, yeah. Definitely about to get into my bag right now, bro. Definitely about to see this shit right now, bro. There's money to be made. Wow. Dominic Valle. Super feather, super light, middleweight, light. Who's the middleweight? Marcus Valle and Luis Georges. Why is this happening? Shout out to Gary. Gary Jonas. Yo, he's taking Pro Box on the road too, bro. This shit's... I remember when they had the gym plantado over there. Now they doing shows everywhere. Or is this... Yeah, I think this is in the same... What's the location? Florida Athletic Command. I think it is in their gym. Holy shit. Pro Box TV Event Center. Yep. Yeah, we're going to get on this shit. All right, so we got 1, 2. I think these are all the matches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Miku. Who's Miku? Miku Hiruta. All right, so this is one fight that's not on here. Who's Miko Hiruta? I'm going to have to find this guy too. All right, so there's 4 fights on the betting lines from Pro Box that I'm looking at here. I'm going to have to find this Mizuki Hiruta. Mizuki Hiruta. Bro, we're going international over here. Oh, and this is a female fighter. Holy shish kebab. What event is this? She's taking on Naomi Cardenas Gomez. Where's this? This is a Tom Loeffler promotion. 360 Promotions in California. And who do we have? Misuki for the WBO World Superfly. Damn, worth catching, bro. Both females have their O's. Someone's got to go. And who we got? Starling Castillo. Where's Starling Castillo at? Damn, Starling Castillo's not on here too. So out of the card from 360 Promotions, we only have Mizuki on the betting line. Mizuki Hiruto versus Naomi Cardenas Gomez. And then we don't have the other. So we have Pro Box. We have one fight from the 360 Promotions, which is crazy. They only have one fight there. Nobody else. Omar Trinidad. I thought I saw Omar Trinidad. Yes. Okay, so they have Omar Trinidad. And who else? Brian Rodriguez. No. Just Omar Trinidad and Mizuki. No Abel Mejia. No Angel Carrillo. Nope. That's it. And then, so who is Starling Castillo versus Shenard Bunch? I know Shenard. Let's see Shenard. You know, we had to hone in. Shenard Bunch versus, okay. I'm just trying to get a grip, guys, of where I'm going, because right when I take off from y'all, I'm going into the film study right now, and it looks like I got 3 events to look over, and this one is this is also the pro box. Oh, so they had this. Why did they have this at the bottom? Okay, so most of these fights are the pro box. The Gary Antoine Russell is 360. Right? Pro box. Where's Gary? Gary Antoine Russell. Okay. So it looks like I got 3-4 events to look at. Jeez. Not too bad. So we got 360 promotions. We have Pro Box Promotions, and see, this is a 360. Marcus Via Dominic. Okay. So what's the difference between this one and this one? No difference. And then Antonio Gary Russell. Everybody's named Gary. That's what throws me off. Them bros got a real tribe. They got Gary Russell the 10th on there. Yeah, they're both so what the heck am I doing? Yeah, where's Gary here? Okay, there he goes. All right, so looks like 2 or 3 events to cover on the betting shows for Thursday and Friday. And it's looking like about 14, 15 fights total between now and tomorrow and Saturday. Oh, matter of fact, Friday. Yeah. Probably a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, about 15, 16 fights. No, 14 fights. Most of these are happening on that pro box card, and one is happening on that 360 promotions. That's Tom Loeffler, excuse me. For that Misuki Hiruta. All right, I got it all locked in. Appreciate you guys going through it with me too. I know I'm probably like, some of you probably, what the hell is Doomy doing? Just breaking it down so I can go ahead and come back with some good information for Thursday's betting show for Friday. Remember, Friday for Saturday. That is the better betting show here on the Boxing Biz. Fridays for Saturday's fights, Thursday for Friday's fights. All right, guys. And like I said, we talked a little bit about Dillian Whyte. Just want to remind y'all, for all you guys out there that are forgetting what Dillian Whyte has done, go back, look at the competition he's faced, look at the adversity he's faced, look at the type of person he is, and just look at where he is right now. He's not scared, y'all. All right? He's going up against a young talent, and he knows what he's doing, right? He could have fought anybody. Dillian could have fought anybody. You got to be curious to that, too. He could have fought anybody. But some of those anybody's could have been Joseph Parker, could have been any of these other top guys. He knows those guys have the experience. Those would have been more dangerous fights, in my opinion, than a Moses Itama. And we'll get back to this betting because even though Itama is the favorite, I don't know if I've stacked all my chips on that side just yet. So we'll continue to talk about the fights into the lead up. Of course, this is a card that's going to be happening in across the pond. So shout out to all my UK brubs. Excuse me. And we'll be tapping in a little more and more as the fight dawns on us this Saturday. Moses Itama versus Dillian Whyte. Shout out to everybody that participated today in the WBC Grand Prix tournament. WBC always doing a hell of a job, and they're doing great with this tournament. I'm excited to see what champions come out of it. Tough loss for Troy Nash against Muhammad Komali, and a couple of knockouts that happened too. Ones I caught towards the end too, a fighter that I will highlight was Mosqueda, and you go back and check him out on the WBC Grand Prix, one of the later fights towards the end, and he was fighting the Uzbekistan kid, putting a beating on him. Good fighters, man. Good fighters that are gonna be coming out of these. I've always liked these tournament style series. You always got some good fighters that come out of them. Andre Ward came out of a tournament like that. If you guys remember the Contender, if I'm remembering it right. But all right, so we'll be back. Obviously, there's more boxing to talk about, but Dumatron got to get breakfast in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get the breakfast in. I got the walk in though, man. Listen, everybody, I hope you're keeping healthy. I know if anybody that's known me, I'm up and down, right? I'll be at a good place. I'll mess up, put a little bit of weight on. It's happened to me again. All I tell you guys is as long as you guys keep worrying, and doing something about it, it's okay. It's okay to mess up sometimes, gain a little weight, but never go out too far that it's so hard for you to go, get back into shape. I know I have my limits. I know if I gain like 20 pounds, I'm already out of place. I don't feel like myself. I feel sluggish. So, it's hard to maintain, right? Life hits. It's just so much things. There's very few people that are going to maintain like a super elite fit. Like, the Instagram people you guys see, get your heads out of that freaking phone, man. Don't worry about the person on the left or the right. Just stay healthy. Stay healthy. All these Instagram, people that stay in a certain shape, bro. It's a whole job to stay like that. It really is like a super. If you can stay healthy, cardiovascular, got some muscle on you, carry some weight, love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just love yourself. But you do want to be healthy. You do want to have muscle because, again, muscle has been tagged along with longevity of life when you start getting into those later years. We could get into like VO2 max and how important that is to develop that, because you lose, I think, about 10% every decade or something like that. So, there's things and I could go, listen, if you guys want to request a show, we do boxing here on the Boxing Biz, but Doomy got a brain full of like a million things. So if you guys ever want to pick maybe some off topics, off boxing, I'm more than willing to talk about it. If enough people, reach out to me and you want to talk about certain things, even if it is in boxing too. It's people that know me, I could span across the board on so many other topics. Boxing is my love in what I love to talk about. But we could get serious. We can also talk about, there's edgy topics, obviously, that we can fall into that they get a little rocky. When you're talking about religion, religion, when you're talking about politics, and what's the third one, right? Because there's always a third one. But when you're talking about certain topics, you get a little touchy. But there's topics that we can talk about here on the show that'll promote health. I'm very big on training. I've trained a few of you that have come visit me here in Jersey. So, I'm able to take guys from the couch to the actual ring. I know what it takes. I know what it is to train a guy that's very inexperienced. Now, you have coaches that are great at training professionals. You have coaches that are great at training amateurs. And then you got guys that are just really, really great. And or you could be great at all three. But there's guys that can actually take somebody from the couch, never done nothing, into the ring. And I've done it a lot. I've refereed a bunch of fights in Border Wars, probably over 50, 60 fights. So we could talk about plenty of stuff out here. And, oh, shit, my man Cut West says, I got my hands up for a topic. All right, Cut, shoot. Let me know what you want to talk about. And, we could definitely talk about it, man. There's so many things to talk about. And listen, a lot of you guys may not know still, but I am a tax professional. I have my own tax company. So if you guys need help, or maybe you guys want to talk about a topic that involves taxes, which, I can talk about too. We can go ahead and dive into that. Finances. Taxes are tricky, man. And they vary from state to state. And some tax situations can get super complicated. I mean, I've dealt with all types of situations. And it can get complicated. One thing I noticed, though, about taxes, man, is that people, fail to succeed in that area in their life because very little attention is paid to it. Very little attention is paid to it, and it's really hard on self-proprietors, people who actually have their own business, if they don't have their taxes, situation lined up the right way. It can get really tricky. W-2 employees, obviously, you don't have to worry too much. Listen, when you're a boxer, you're your own business. Excuse me. And I can't wait to touch down in some of these gyms, man. I really want to start educating some of the fighters and coaches and managers. I mean, managers probably have a little more awareness of the tax situation, but I would love to just sit down and talk to the fighters more often, and just making them aware of the type of business that they are. They are the business, and you hear a lot about the purse payouts and everything else, and fighters will tell you, you get $1 million, you get 500,000. They're taking half of that shit, man. You got to know how to maneuver. Sometimes these guys won't pay their taxes. Next thing you know, after three purses paid, they owe like $300,000 in taxes, and then they're just fighting just to pay off their tax bill. So it's kind of sad sometimes to see that happen to fighters. So, probably gonna get something going, man. I really would like to bring more awareness, especially to the young fighters. Even though fighters are supposed to worry about, their fights, but what are you gonna do? Shout out to my man Shoe Shine Boxing in the building. Says taxes and investing, great topic with so many people doing Robinhood. Yeah, a lot of people. I think everybody's touched into crypto and stocks. I mean, stocks obviously first were around first, and crypto. Crypto now is pretty big, and I could tell you guys where some of these investments are good. Luckily for me, I have good people around me, man, and I got some good friends that have given me, they're experts at crypto and experts at this stuff. I think I came into I was around for stocks a few years back, right, when I was toying with them a little bit. And even though we had some gains, and shout out to my lady too, she was messing around too. She has her account, and we had some gains, but after a little while, we just, it's just not that it's a long-term investment, right? Stocks, I think I would probably be more concentrated in this point in my life on cash flow business, trying to create a cash flow business. But if you're looking for long-term investments, the market has always given you a return, and it's just a long-term. It's a long-term haul. If you're gonna put some money on a stock, it's a long-term thing, especially if you're going with the big, with the big stocks, the big names. Crypto's really big. Shoeshine Boxing says WBO is really stepping it up to educate fighters on finance now. Shoeshine, yeah, how are they doing it? I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, I got to visit their website, right? They have a ton of stuff on it. I love the WBC website. They have a ton of stuff to look at there. But they're offering some new educational programs. That's pretty cool. It's always been a hot topic, man, to talk about these fighters and how they mess up their finances, man. And I've heard stories, all types of stories, in public and in private, on how some fighters can really mess it up, and it's sad to see. But there is a way to move. So holla at the Dumatron. You know what I mean? Let me know. Matter of fact, give me 1 segundo, real quick. like that little beat. I be leaving. The name of that beat is called Soulicious. Can you believe that? Yo, fall back, little guy. Got my little Shih Tzu pup out here. WBO is really stepping up the game. I want to see what they're doing out there, bro. Want to see what they're doing out there. Cut West 707, and I was in the crypto thing. I got out of that shit. Too complicated about how to get coins, where to buy them, gas fees. Oh shit. Listen, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of cryptos that you could look into if you'll still have some time to make some money. I mean, how many we got here on the program? We got 3 people. I mean, 3 people can benefit from some of the things I'm gonna say, right? XRP, and you probably heard of XRP, and they're definitely on the come up. If you got into XRP early, well, you did good. I know I didn't. I had already gotten out of messing with the stock market and even crypto when at its early stage. I didn't really jump into it, and I had my own reasons. You know how I get, bro. I look into the future type of shit, and I'm looking at the monetary systems changing. Crypto is not just money. It's the way we're going to be doing business that's changing, guys. It's kind of scary to be honest with you, especially with somebody like myself that I kind of I kind of filter things through the Bible, biblically sometimes, if not always. I kind of reference it, as a believer. But you see some of this stuff. The monetary systems are consolidating. Cryptocurrency, being a digital currency, you just can send money, faster with crypto. We wait so long. When you're trying to send an international wire, you wait a long time. Sometimes it could take a week, more than a week. So this is what cryptocurrency is doing. You're able to have it instantly. And it's not so much that we're dealing with money, with the way we're doing business. But XRP is the way that they do their banking. It's supposed to be replacing the Swift banking system. And XRP is a good cryptocurrency to get into. Get into it for the long haul. You still can get in there and make some money. So just remember, if you're putting money into the crypto, anything stocks, you're in it for the long haul. If you want to get in there and get deep into it, and you're looking at penny stocks and maybe meme coins that can go up and down real quick, and that's just a whole nother mess, and takes a lot of intense analyzing and sometimes experience. There's a couple of guys online that explain this shit pretty good, and even then, it's like fucking rocket science sometimes, right? Trying to look at these graphs and trying to timeline them and all this other shit. So, some people do have a lot of time and do, take it very seriously and make good money. But I think for long-term investments, it's a great place to put your money, given if you know what, which ones are performing. And, there's a few more besides XRP. Solana's on the come up, and there's other ones that a good friend of mine, shout out to my boy Sharif too, man. He's mentioned a couple of other ones. I have to ask him again, honestly. Because he's probably been my best source for crypto as of late. I haven't really been jumping onto it to research it myself. I did look into it to try to see if I can understand blockchain and just kind of understand the overall system a lot more. Because I'm the type of person that I need to understand at least to a certain level before I invest money into it, at least. Cut West says long ass crypto addresses. Yo, Shushan Boxing says I'm out in Vegas and I still see the new young sign fighters buying the flashy whip before a house. Shit's sad, bro. I don't have any real Bitcoin, but have done well with ETF Bitcoin shares. Yeah, man. Yeah, you don't have to have a whole Bitcoin too. You can have just fractionals, bro. It's still gonna go up. You could buy into Bitcoin. I know a few friends who have bought Bitcoin steadily, have been growing it, and gotten to a quarter Bitcoin, and it just keeps moving. It's still a good investment. Bitcoin is like the daddy of all the crypto. That's the one. That's the one. And then you have these stable coins where you could just keep your money, stays at the same rate. But I feel like a lot of stuff is gonna change, dude, and I don't know. Maybe I go overboard with my thinking sometimes. But creating cash flow businesses are very good. There's so many businesses you could create, cash flow businesses, especially in this day and age where the e-commerce market boomed after that 2021 fucking pandemic bullshit. You know, there's plenty of ways to make money. You know, even with hobbies, you can make money. But all that self-employment, taxes, big time. Depending on what state you're on, I think we're up to 6 or 7 states now where we don't pay taxes, bro. If I got it right, Florida, Vegas. I think Mississippi is one of the new ones. Yeah, I think it's Mississippi. I don't think they have state taxes. I think, yeah, state taxes. So you're still paying the federal. You're always going to pay federal. What else you have? Maybe I could pick up. I know there was 6 original in Mississippi just got added to. But, you know, good states to move in if you don't want to pay that state tax. But you always end up paying it some way, somehow. That's the thing. Excuse me. Yeah, somehow, some way they get it for you, even on the sales tax, whatnot. There you go. Yeah, it was Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, Wyoming. So they don't have Mississippi in there. Thought they added Mississippi. Let's see. If not, I'm wrong. Let's see. I do. So who was damn, did they overturn that? I know there was recent state, right? To be added to not pay. I thought it was Mississippi. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong. Let me see. Based on the information available, the most recent state to eliminate state tax on the interest dividend income is, it was New Hampshire? Where the hell did I get? Therefore, as of 2025. Okay, joins the list of states with no. Damn, I don't know where I got Mississippi. Sorry. So it's New Hampshire that just got added to not paying state taxes. So that revs it up to what, 7 states now? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 states. Holy cow. And why didn't I have these on my list when I had to add these and then recheck them? But this is a state that they don't impose a state income tax. And yeah. So yeah, cut, man. Yeah, we can dive into a bunch of stuff, bro. We could dive into a bunch of stuff. I was trying to dive into the series BMF. Now I found out that my man Flannery is actually Big Meech's son. Is crazy. Shit makes me like the show even more. Yeah, crypto. I mean, real estate too. Real estate is another part of finance and investing that it's funny to me because like people don't really realize what they're getting into at first. You know, real estate, you can have your money tied up for a little while. You know, if you want to park some money, get real estate, right? If you want to park some money, get real estate. But even being a landlord, you know, it's not as passive income as you might think. You just gotta know what you're doing with what you're planning on when you're being a landlord. I know guys that, man, they done bought properties in different states, or they bought them too far from where they live. Then to manage them, they don't have a management system in place for the properties they bought out of state where they live. And then it's just a headache, bro. You gotta know how to plan that. And I help people, you know, plan their lives out sometimes, man. And it's pretty cool too because I get to see, you know, some of the dreams, how they have them in their minds, and then when we start to put like these things on paper and you start to ask the right questions, you start to see that like, okay, maybe I don't want to be a landlord, right? Maybe I don't want to be running from house to house and dealing with this and that and the third. And it all goes with costs, right? You could always have a company a real estate management company, or a property management company. And those are other tricks too for taxes. You know, you can open it up, maybe put let me see who's that calling, or just maybe put one of the family members to work. More tax situations that I could put you guys into, but it gets really complicated. And if you guys really wanted to, we could dedicate a show like that. But again, a bunch of stuff we could run into, man. You know, the community, man, we got plenty of diversity in careers and jobs and shit, all walks of life. We could always, share information. This is part of what I like, why I like to build communities, right? To put us in a position where we can definitely support each other and help each other out. It's a big deal for me. And I've always liked community building. So again, guys, we do more than boxing, which is the actual bulk. We come here, we share our boxing prowess, if you may. But, we also slip into other areas of life. And maybe we could dedicate a specific date for it, right? Fridays or maybe Sundays. Since Sundays there's typically no boxing, maybe we could do a Sunday thing where we can go ahead and pick topics. But listen, I could pick the topics myself, but I love it when I have you guys pick a topic, because you pick them and I put them out there, and I create a show around it. And I always want to be able to give back to you guys. I always want to be able to present some type of value. So, getting them from you guys, getting the topics from you guys, whether you send me a DM on IG, whether you send me a comment on the YouTube, wherever, right? If you communicate with me, I will listen and I will see, and I will act. So if you have particular topics that you want to touch on, and again, you could do this with boxing also, obviously, but there's so much in boxing we could talk about. But if you did want to start here on the Boxing Biz, a Sunday show where we can talk a little bit about, just about life, I guess, maybe some encouragement talk too, motivational talk. We all need it, man. I've been out here motivating the people for years, to get into good health, to work out. I myself have been like a experiment, where I'm chubby as hell and I get down, I get in shape, and I show you guys that we can all do it, right? But it's better in communities. Sometimes we're in our own little shell, cocoon and shit, when all we need is just a little extra push from some of the people, right, that are around us. So yeah, tap in with me, man, whether it be on IG, comment, let me know if you're interested in that Sunday show for different topics that we could touch on. Give me the topics. I'll create my own, but give me the topics. I'd rather get them from you guys. That way I'm touching on something that you actually want to sit there and listen to with me for a couple of hours, because I can go on shit, man. I remember we used to go on for hours. I mean, I could go on for hours. I mean, I've been 7 hours, 8 hours on here, no problem. If we got something to talk about, I'll be on here. When shit gets a little shy, you know what I'm saying? Dumatron here by his Dolo, Molo, you know what I'm saying? Cholo. So it gets hard. But when you guys come on, shit, I could kick it. I ain't got a shovel, but I could kick it. You digs? Yeah. All right, so yeah, I got some homework to do, bro. And if you guys want, like I said, tomorrow, Thursday, we'll have the betting show for Friday for this Pro Box show, which shout out again to Gary Jonas and the crew over there. They really they done something good with Pro Box, and I like it. So don't got nobody else on there. Shoe Shine, man, thank you for stopping by. Cut West, thank you for handling business. My man got the wrenchy. I got to send the other wrench to Eric Cruz. Shout out to Adari Pennant for stopping by and showing some love, sharing some of the Itamu information, right? And I'm going to check out that Gotsi Magomedov heavyweight that you were talking about. Yeah, Eric, you're going to get your wrench right back, champ. But boomerang that shit right back at you. And again, guys, listen, you tapping in with me. I appreciate you. Hit that like button, man. It really helps me out. We the small guy right now. We little Mike punching up. Bang. Bang. We got to punch up. We got to punch with some moxie, all right? So hit that like button so we can get this show out there and we continue to grow. YouTube sometimes gives me shit, man. I can't do a fight breakdown because they're on my ass talking about partially blocked, or you can't see it in some territories. When I see these bigger channels doing the same exact shit I'm doing, breaking down fights, can't even break them down like Doomy, and they get no type of harassment. I'm getting the harassment because I'm a little guy. I already know. But I've been in this shit for too long. Boxing is in my blood, so can't keep a good guy down. But again, growing the show helps in so many ways you guys don't even know, right? So when you hit that like button, it might seem like nothing. It's a lot. So hit it and tell your mans in them to hit it, all right? Damn, that sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate everybody that taps into with me, man. Make sure you check out the past episodes. I'm also on all Google Podcasts and all podcast hosting sites for sound. Catch me on iHeartRadio and all the other ones that you probably know about. I'm on there. Download the MP3, MP4. Stop playing with me. And let me know if you're still down. Listen, I'm like, again, guys, I've been doing this shit, for 8 years already? You know, this channel is fairly new, but I've been doing this shit for so long. I know some of you guys know too what I do. I can coach. If you guys want me to start some things on this platform, let me know. You know what I'm offering. You know, I can offer coaching also. I could dedicate a episode for that. You know, if you guys want, you know, to speak on maybe learning how to jab or maybe how to throw a 1-2. What does that look like if I'm a tall person? You know what? There's so much to talk about because when it comes to boxing breakdown, the essence of boxing, that's my thing, man. You know, the business and all that, very important. I love it too. But I love the essence of boxing, which is the sweet science. We could talk about that shit all day. I'll show you how to throw a jab 10,000 different ways in 10,000 different scenarios. So, yeah, get at me, man. Communicate with me, bro, and I'll provide for the community. So, love y'all, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, get another cup of coffee and maybe a sandwich. All right, a healthy one. All right, mad love. Peace out, y'all. I'm out of here. Cheese.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.